I guess we need to actually no. Let's switch it up. Mike Tomlin, you were talking about him.
Yeah,
What
you didn't see what the so it was. I think it was on Ben's. Ben has a podcast, right? Yeah, it was on Ben's podcast.
Yeah, seven. It's
Um,
like the Seven podcast or whatever.
whatever it is, 6 7,
Sorry, it doesn't matter at all.
whatever it is, the Ben Roethlisberger podcast. Um, but I think he had James Harrison on, and they were talking about Tomlin and his future and all this stuff. And it was either James Harrison or Ben. They were like, I think it's time. I think we got to call it. Like, Penn State job looks pretty nice. And then, like, or he just needs a fresh start or all this shit. And then James Harrison is like, yeah, I never thought he was a good coach. Like, granted, I didn't see the clip. I read whatever he said. He's like, yeah, I never really thought he was a great coach. I thought he was a good coach, but I never thought he was a great coach. So
Is it? I mean,
they
is it
chose now to
soundbite
talk the
worthy?
most amount of shit. I don't know. Like I read it on an ESPN article. I
Because if you look
thought he
up
was
like James Harrison, like
Mike
okay, so one
Tomlin.
of the top things is James Harrison exposes the real problem in Pittsburgh.
James Harrison, Mike Tomlin.
Ooh, okay. It says exposes Mike Tomlin for being a politician. Okay, so it seems like he's been talking about Mike Tomlin on a couple podcasts because he's on the Pivot talking about him. He's on his own show talking about him. He may, yeah. Okay, James Harrison doesn't seem like the biggest fan of Mike Tomlin as a coach.
No, not at all. And yeah, Ben was agreeing. I mean, basically saying the same thing. Like, I think it's time. Um, which is, I don't know if I want to call it disrespectful, but it's nuts to. Why not say that when you're, I don't know, there? I just it just feels weird to like have such a long career with one head coach and then to just talk shit about him while he's talked about like getting fired. Like now you want to talk about him getting fired and why he should be fired when you played for him for 10 years.
Well, I mean, they also were a lot better when they were there with him. But
Well, sure, but
here, you know what though? I a couple things. Because I was considering whether or not to even make this a prompt, which is Mike Tomlin on the hot seat? Because apparently
yeah.
some people like it's either some people are saying yes, there's got to be at least some sort of consideration, and then some people are going fuck no, obviously not. But
Well, I heard an
like
interesting point. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was I overheard. I think it was Mina Kimes, one of the ESPN reporters. She was like,
mhm.
or it was some woman, I think had said it. She's like, if I was Mike Tomlin, I'd want to be out of there. And I was like, I don't think that's what his thought is. I don't think Mike Tomlin cares that. I think he cares that he hasn't won a Super Bowl in what, 15 years. But
Yeah,
he's been doing the same thing for the past 15 years. Like, I think he wants to be the Steelers head coach for as long as possible.
yeah,
Like, he's had
and I
opportunities
think
to go do everything else. And he's been there for the past 20 years doing the same thing.
to me at least, and maybe I'm tripping. It seems like James Harrison is more of the outlier in terms of how players feel about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like we've never even heard like it may if correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody can fact check me, but like I don't remember even like Antonio Brown being like "fuck Mike Tomlin." Like and
I mean, he's
he obviously
probably
he's somebody who
said
would
that,
say anything about anybody. But
of
do you
course.
remember? But I'm saying we've seen
No.
Antonio Brown say everything. Do you remember him saying "fuck that" or like? And or just and maybe I know that he has a relationship with his receivers that are a little bit different than other players, but even on the defensive side of the ball, there's plenty of legendary players on that defense side of the ball that
Hell
don't
yeah.
have a problem with Mike. It's like
I bet
and then plenty
Palamalu
of guys
loves
who
Tomlin.
yeah for sure, and then plenty of guys who wanted to stay and still want to stay around and play for Mike Tomlin and the
Aaron
Steelers. It's like
Rodgers went to the Steelers to go play for Mike Tomlin. Like there's like if anything, Tomlin's maybe not he doesn't play he doesn't call plays or anything like that. He's a player's coach. He's there like
Yes,
he's a locker room guy. Like players love him. But to hear
kind of like
this
I mean,
from James Harrison just seems I don't know weird and shallow
and
and kind of stupid.
and then and on the other thing, it's like I don't think like Aaron Rodgers isn't the he says he doesn't seem like the easiest person to get along with. You know, it's like so even the
Yeah,
fact that he's like I think Mike Tomlin could, I think I could make things work with him. It's like obviously Mike Tomlin he has to be a people person some in some way or a player person or a player coach. In the same way, it's like John Harbaugh. Like even
yeah,
John Harbaugh and the way the seasons looked. We don't see Terrell Suggs or Ed Reed or Ray Lewis coming
nobody.
out and saying, "Hey, time for him to go."
Harbaugh's
Like
got to
it,
go.
you
Like
know.
when we were there,
Um,
like we never really thought he was a great head coach. We thought he was a good head coach. We didn't really think he
I'll
was.
tell you what. So if you believe in your mind, and I will agree with you that James Harrison is a little pussy for acting like this. If you think he's pussy for acting like this, does that mean all of the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch are as well?
No, I think they have different. Like it's well, they were saying it right after the fact. This wasn't 10 years removed from their careers being over that now they're coming out
Eh,
and talking shit about Pete Carroll, and it's not. I don't know, but they were adamant about talking shit about Pete Carroll immediately. They go, "We know what's wrong with this team, and it's because someone's favored over somebody else, and we know who's being favored." Like this isn't like a
but
random thing that like James Harrison's talking about like, oh, I don't he wasn't getting the most potential out of guys. Like the
so,
Legion of Boom was talking shit about Russell Wilson.
but in the same, but like in, but also, it's like I could also see a world where that team seems like they are butthurt.
Of
Like
course.
let's be super real. They're a
Had they
play
won
away
that
from
Super
all
Bowl,
being
things would have gone way differently.
they're a play away from all being back to back Super Bowl champs.
And then
So
all of them still would have been on that team.
all of them still were on the team the next year. They were
Exactly.
all on that team the very next
Yeah.
year, and they all played on that team the very next year. And Marshawn stayed. Richard Sherman stayed. Earl Thomas stayed. But it's like, here's my thing. What Earl Thomas breaks his leg and is flipping off the Seattle sideline while getting carted off. What does Pete Carroll favoring Russell Wilson over you mean? Like, how does that correlate to you? Like, you snapped your leg and now you're pissed, so you're flipping off
Yeah.
your coach. Like, what is that? Or Richard Sherman, like, no, Richard Sherman got old and started playing worse football and then left Seattle and started talking shit the same way he talks shit about anybody else. Marshawn Lynch
It's true.
didn't get the ball at the goal line, so he hates Pete Carroll. But he's
Yeah.
also like the same person who I don't know. He's like he's at Raiders games and he's being a camera guy, and I guarantee you he's saying what's up to Pete Carroll. It's like
Yeah, no, for sure.
I don't know. I think that there is a world where certain athletes are just kind of butthurt, and you look at the way Seattle went down. It's like, and then Cam Chancellor with the neck injuries went out. It's like Seattle just fell apart. And in
Yeah.
reality, it's like you can hate and say, oh, he favorited Russell Wilson. Yeah, it
He
was
was the future.
I mean, he's the fucking he is the
Defenses only
quarterback. Yes,
last so long.
it's not like this was some Trent Dilfer situation. Like Russell Wilson was still
No,
winning games.
for sure.
You
And
know,
I mean, like we've talked about for a while, he was MVP through 8 games a few times. Um, but the, I mean, the James Harrison thing is definitely separate. Like, I don't know of any James Harrison talking shit about Mike Tomlin on the field or anything around his playing career. Like, he won a Super Bowl with them, played a few more years, or yeah, and then went to the Bengals and came back or
I
whatever,
mean,
went to the Patriots.
maybe the way. I mean, maybe that's what it was. Maybe the way his career was handled, he's been having.
Like,
I mean, I can see a world where he has some pent up emotional feelings about Mike Tomlin,
and
and now
fucking
that
Ben Roethlisberger's gonna come out here and talk shit.
see what did Ben say? Because
The guy
I didn't. You only said what?
Ben was basically, I don't know if he wasn't talking as much shit as James, but he was saying the Penn State job's open. I think it's time for him to go. All shit like that. I don't know what exactly he said, good or bad, but he was like, yeah, it's time to go. There's other jobs, all this shit. But the reason, I mean, Ben played extra years was because Tomlin wanted him as the quarterback. I don't know what the fuck happened with all the off the field stuff, but I'm assuming Tomlin was covering for him or
Well, it was
still
well.
allowed him to play
I
on.
don't.
Was that prior or was that
I
before?
don't think
Was that his
Tomlin.
rookie
That
year?
wasn't Tomlin. Yeah.
That was Coward.
Yeah. I think that was his like rookie or second year. Yeah.
Never mind.
Maybe he's
Scratch
just a
that.
coward guy.
Maybe he's Bill Coward guy. I mean,
Maybe he's
everyone
just a
loves Bill
coward guy.
Coward, but I don't know. It's just it feels weird. Because Tomlin, yeah, the reason he still has a job is because he's a locker room guy. He's a player's guy. Also,
So then I guess the
the Steelers
question
only want to have 3 head coaches for their entire existence.
for sure. So then I guess the question is, Devin, is Mike Tomlin on the hot seat?
If Aaron still wants to play for Mike Tomlin next year, Aaron will still play for Mike Tomlin next year.
So if Aaron Rodgers
I
doesn't
don't
play for Mike Tomlin next year,
I
then what?
don't think Tomlin's going to get fired.
Okay.
Number one, that means you lose Mike Tomlin. You have to go find a new head coach. Number two, you have to go find a new quarterback because A-Rod isn't staying. Not like that means as much as it probably should. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't see a world in which they get rid of Tomlin now. It doesn't make any sense.
Like even if they don't win another game this year, they're 6-11.
Still doesn't make sense because this team isn't. It's not. It's still in its like it's. They have old guys on the team still. Like Aaron's old. Like they're not a new and like building team. Like you can get rid of Gerard Mayo like that because you have a new building team and you want Vrabel instead of Gerard Mayo. That makes sense. To get rid of Tomlin now means that the next head coach who comes in is going to get fired after the next year because they're still going to suck. And we're talking about a
I
Steelers
mean,
team that's a few good pieces away at full strength if Aaron plays well from being better than they are now. It doesn't make
you
any
know what
sense to fire Tomlin right
the Steelers, dude, if they had somebody like Minka Fitzpatrick or like George Pickens, dude, they'd be
now.
elite.
It's like that's the funniest part. It's like halfway through the season, they're like, "Yeah, we need like a gritty receiver, something like that. Like some guy's just gonna go up and get the ball and like play hard. like it's like yeah,
No,
that'd be
and
a
you know what
fucking.
else they were saying? Yeah, and then about halfway through the year, they're like, man, the Steelers defense just isn't really like, it's just not,
It's just
it's
missing
not
some of
really.
that. There's no
There's something.
missing a bite.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
um
it's in Miami. The piece is in Miami. And
the
here's the
pieces in
thing:
Miami, the pieces in Dallas.
if I can make even a somewhat logical reason for why Mike McDaniel's deserves to stay in Miami for another year, then Mike Tomlin definitely is not even on a lukewarm seat.
No, and like we bring it up all the time and the winning streak record and all this stuff, and it's like if they wanted him gone, he would have been gone a long time ago.
Hmm.
So this whole like, oh, Tomlin has a bad year, he's got to go. Like Tomlin's had bad years. Tomlin has not achieved full potential with very good teams. The Steelers are not an organization that just fires head coaches. It's not how they are. Like if they
Yeah,
do, if
yeah. mean, there's
if Mike Tomlin does leave, it will be Mike Tomlin leaving, or Steelers and Mike Tomlin mutually part ways. It will not be Mike Tomlin was fired. He's not going to get fired right after a Week 18 game, like Lovie Smith. He's going to have a
dude, it's
press
gonna be
conference
if he.
like Bill Belichick did, and they're going to say, we're going to part ways. That's it.
But if you do just wake up one day to like Pittsburgh Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, this
Like,
means your reaction's got to be like fucking
no, and
next
like
level.
I can't sit here and like say Mike Tomlin deserves to be the head or deserved to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for almost 20 years, but he has been. And if we're looking at if we're looking at the history of his career, there's no reason he should be fired after this season. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I would probably
I
have to
don't need to
agree.
defend him, but it just seems silly to keep talking about Mike Tomlin and then
Um,
to talk shit about him or whatever.
yeah, Mike Tomlin, he's staying in Pittsburgh. He's not going anywhere.